Said, you know, we wanted to have a good mental attitude this time of year. We have one. We want to be in playoff contention this time of year. We are.
Herman Hunter. And now there's a problem now in the end zone. Jeff Fuller and Andre Waters mixing it up briefly. So on the kickoff, the Eagles will take over 1st and 10 at the 20. And there you see their offense. And the offensive line.
Well, a solid group there. Veteran except at left tackle, where Kenny Reeves, the rookie, gets a start, and he'll be dealing against Dwayne Board and Fred Dean. Tough job today for him.
The other four have been together for a year and a half, and they're starting to gel. 1st and 10 at the 20 for Ron Jaworski. Will pass on 1st down and hit Kenny Jackson for a 1st down at the 33-yard line. The defense for the 49ers. The front three.
And Stover perhaps playing better than anybody. Michael Carter, an impact player who came off an injury last week. He's solid in the middle.
Milt McCall again starting at outside linebacker.
Todd Shell, who started there all season, has a pinched nerve in his neck. He'll probably play some.
And that fine secondary.
Say too much about them. So Ronnie Lott and Wes Hopkins at free safety today. With those two guys, we'll see some big hits from that free safety spot.
1st and 10 at the 34. Following the pass to Kenny Jackson. Here's Ernest Jackson, the leading rusher for the Eagles, going outside and getting into 49er territory. Knocked out of bounds at the San Francisco 48 by Ronnie Lott, and a fine run by Ernest Jackson of 18 yards.
Well, I thought this was such a great trade when the Eagles made this early in the year to get Ernest Jackson. This guy was quick. He adjusted the hole. Baker, number 63, out in front, but look, he made 2 adjustments, ducked in, popped out both times, made people miss him, and picked up big yardage. And not a speed burner, but he can adjust at the hole and gets to the line extremely quick.
32 yards in 2 plays, and the Eagles are in 49er territory. 1st and 10, trailing 7-0. Fred Dean and Gary Johnson are in the lineup, and in motion is John Spagnola. Here's Jackson again. Maybe a couple of yards. It spins off Dwayne Board. Mike Walter made first contact for the 49ers. There is Ricky Ellison, who leads the 49ers in tackles. And shaken up player is Michael Walter, who made a big play against the Rams, which set up a big touchdown last week.
That was a real collision that time with Walter and Jackson, the ball carrier, right about the line of scrimmage. Well, Jackson packed some power, 210 pounds, and Walter felt it.
6:53 remaining in the 1st quarter, and we're going to take a timeout. The 49ers, and replacing him is Jim Farnhorst, who played much of last season for the 49ers and was injured and did not play in the Super Bowl against Miami. So Farnhorst, who is the younger brother of Keith, the offensive tackle, in there now for the 49ers. 2nd down and 8 for the Eagles on the 46. Jaworski swings it out to Ernest Jackson. And Ernest Jackson is knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line by Jim Farnhorst, and it's another 1st down for the Eagles, a 14-yard pickup.
Went on a play right here. Now watch number 55, Farnhorst, left of your screen, play action right there. He drifts out with Jackson, but Kenny Jackson comes in from his wide receiver spot, kind of screens him off, and that leaves Ernest Jackson wide open out in the flat.
He was the leading rusher in the AFC last year, Ernest Jackson. It is now 1st and 10 at the San Francisco 32. This Eagle offense, a lot more imaginative than it used to be. Passing more on 1st down than they have. Inside handoff. Michael Haddix gets nowhere. And in fact, may lose a yard on the play. Dwayne Board and Jim Farnhorst combined to make the tackle. In final scores around the NFL, the Giants hung on and beat Tampa Bay. New England came from behind and beat Miami in a big win for the Patriots, maybe their biggest. Houston over Kansas City in a final score. Oilers starting to play ball. Washington trouncing Atlanta. Cincinnati defeating Buffalo in the AFC. 2nd down and 11 at the 33 for Jaworski and the Eagles. Laying down, Jaworski gets a free play and completes the pass to his tight end, John Spagnola. Jaworski is going with the long count so far in this drive.
I think that one was on 3. You know, guys get used to a certain number. Most of the time, believe it or not, they'll just go on the second count. That time he held it one more, raised the inflection of his voice up on the second count, and got him to jump off sides.
Carlton Williamson on the tackle. Here's Fred Silva.
Number 74. Offside.
Fred Dean offside.
5 yards.
The scores in the
Still second
National
down.
Football League right now. Pittsburgh still remains undefeated at Three River Stadium against the Browns.
I always play those kinds of games. Jan Stenerud's field goal with no time left beat the Lions.
And the Chicago Bears remain undefeated at 9-0, beating Green Bay 16-10 on Walter Payton's touchdown run, and the Rams jump out ahead of New Orleans. Second down and 6 at the 28. That's how much time remains in the first quarter. Spagnola moves over to the left side. Here's Ernest Jackson. And Keena Turner. Nice through to stop Jackson at the 29.
And Dwayne Board, number 76, both of them over here. These two guys in the red jerseys. This side of the screen, watch the penetration by both of them. Turner's across, so is Board. Turner turns it inside, right to Board, who makes the hit.
Dwayne Board, who leads the 49ers with 7 quarterback sacks, has been their best all-around defensive lineman for several years now. 3 wide receivers. On 3rd and 8, Ron Johnson, number 85, is the 3rd receiver. Out of the shotgun, Herman Hunter, all alone, and out of bounds, but there's a penalty marker down. Keena Turner made the stop on Herman Hunter, a rookie from Tennessee State. Did not get first down yardage, but there's a flag. Eagles coming into this game 4-4 as they have the last 3 seasons. And they have collapsed in the second half the last 3 years. 1-7 in '83, 2-5-1 last year. Hoping for better things this time. Pivotal second half for the Philadelphia Eagles, and of course for the defending champion 49ers. Fred Silva talking to Ronnie Lott right now. Eagles did not get first down yardage. They were shy by about 5 yards.
It was a very late flag on that play. Almost as Hunter went out of bounds, the flag was thrown from the middle area.
We may get a ruling. He's talked to just about everyone, but looking at Marion Campbell's face.
Number 65, offense. Blocking, downfield, while the pass is in the air, offensive pass interference.
It's Mark Denner to center.
Still 3rd down.
There's Mark Denner, number 65, throwing on Jeff Fuller, number 49, while the ball is in the air. Lineman can't be downfield on a pass number 1, and you can't be blocking downfield number 2. Anybody can't be blocking downfield, whether you're a wide receiver or tight end, while the ball is in the air.
So the Eagles right now are out of field goal range. It's 3rd down and 18. Back at the 49ers 40-yard line. 3 wide receivers out of the shotgun. Jaworski drills it, and a great catch by Kenny Jackson, and a first down at the 20-yard line. Dana McLemore on the stop, and Kenny Jackson covered well, made a tremendous catch for a 19-yard gain.
Top of the screen now is Kenny Jackson working against Dana McLemore in the 49ers nickel. He just squares it off, runs down past the stakes, and that's just a great throw. Jaworski poured it in on a line, and Jackson made a fingertip catch.
Ron Jaworski and Kenny Jackson hooking up for a first down following a 3rd down and 18 situation. The ball is at the San Francisco 20. Jaworski now has thrown 108 passes without an interception. Ron Johnson is in for Kenny Jackson, and Ernest Jackson slices his way inside the 20 to about the 18-yard line, where Carlton Williamson comes up from strong safety to make the tackle.
And also Michael Walter, who is back in the ballgame, made a good hit on that play.
Williamson coming off his best day with 9 tackles against the Rams. And of course, he had an interception and a touchdown returner earlier this year against the Bears. 2 minutes and 11 seconds to go, and the Eagles will try to get a touchdown for the first time in the first quarter this year. 2nd down and 9 at the 19. Jaworski going deep, intended for Mike Quick, and Eric Wright was covering. They got kind of tangled up, and the ball was overthrown.
Tangled up so much as when Quick went down there and took Eric Wright to the post, he made his move to the corner and then lost his footing just as the ball was thrown. But that's a tough guy to work against. I know that Philadelphia talked about going over to the other side a lot, where Dwight Hicks is playing cornerback instead of working on Eric Wright. Hicks, of course, making the switch over there during the course of the year, switching with Ronnie Lott. Lott at free safety now, Hicks's old spot.
3rd down and 9 at the 19, and Ron Jaworski, who has risen from 13th to 3rd in the NFC in the passing statistics. Eagles are in field goal range. They have Jackson and Quick wide left, up the middle to Ron Johnson. Incomplete. Pass is incomplete. Covering on the play was Dana McLemore, and the 49ers hold here.
49ers had a safety blitz on from their nickel that time. Ronnie Lott on the blitz. He was untouched. Jaworski hung in, delivered the ball to the right person. A little bump before the ball got there. Good job by McLemore. Good job by Jaworski hanging in against the blitz and getting the ball there.
So it's 4th down, and Paul McFadden, who has kicked 13 of 15 field goal tries, will attempt a 36-yard attempt with Jaworski holding. 1:55 remaining in the first quarter. And McFadden's kick is good, and the Eagles score. They did not get the touchdown that they haven't scored in the first quarter, but they're on the board and trail the 49ers 7-3. 49er fans to see what kind of San Francisco team would come out this week following their impressive win over the Rams. It's been a Jekyll and Hyde group, to say the least, as Paul McFadden, with a bare foot, who just kicked the 36-yard field goal, boots it for the Eagles. And Derek Harmon back at the 5-yard line return. Harmon knocked out of bounds after a fine return to the 42-yard line. Derek Harmon in his 2nd year from Cornell and a 37-yard return.
He tucks in behind Carl Monroe. Looks like he's heading up the middle. Pops outside with a good move right here. That's McFadden, number 8. It gives him a move. Breaks a tackle. Picks up another couple yards and is out of bounds.
Evan Cooper made the tackle for the Eagles, and the 49ers with good field position at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. 7-3, the 49ers lead with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Pitch to Craig. Flag is down. Craig's head is down as he powers his way to the 48-yard line. Guy McIntyre in the game blocking for him.
I was going to say, that's the same play that they opened the game with, except to the other side. McIntyre in at left tackle that time and leading out on the toss play.
Number 71, defense, holding.
I don't know what Ken Clark is doing, but he's been called for holding for 2 plays in a row, and Marion Campbell is not pleased with that.
I can't believe that you can call a defensive lineman for holding on a run. Let's watch his charge right there. He's just taking a guy down with him. As he goes down, I don't understand how that can be defensive holding.
And neither can Marion Campbell, but the Eagles so far have been called for 3 defensive holding penalties. And as a result, the 49ers have a 1st and 10 on their own 47-yard line. Marion Campbell leading the Eagles and quite incensed on the sideline. Tyler and Craig in the backfield. Kavanaugh with time, going deep for Dwight Clark. Covering on the play was Roynell Young. The Giants defeated Tampa Bay today to go 6-3 on the year.
And they got 5 field goals in that from Eric Schubert.
The Rams lead New Orleans in the first quarter, and next week the Rams and the Giants, and they met last year in postseason.
In the playoff game, of course.
Second half of next Sunday's CBS doubleheader, the renewal of the grand rivalry between the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington Redskins, who won big today. Cowboys leading the NFC East, all on CBS, and it all begins with the NFL today. 2nd down and 10 at the 47. Tyler is stopped. Trying to go left.
Unbalanced line that time, Dick. They had Bubba Parrish, Keith Fahnhorst, both over at the right side of the line, the 2 tackles, along with Russ Francis, the tight end, who was in a slot over there, and then they run away from all that strength. Trickery.
Anthony Griggs making the tackle. Each team so far has had a long time consuming drive. The 49ers resulting in a touchdown that took over 7 minutes. Wendell Tyler scoring it, and the Eagles capped by a 36-yard field goal by Paul McFadden. 3rd and 9 line at the 48. 7 defensive backs for Philadelphia. Another penalty. Kavanaugh is finally dropped by Tom Struthers and Greg Brown, but there's a flag on the play. The Eagles had 27 sacks in mid-year last season, only 19 coming into this game, so they're a bit behind in their pass rushing, and that flag is against the 49ers. It'll be declined. It'll be
81
4th down.
offense, illegal motion, refused.
Russ Francis, and so Max Runeker, the former Philadelphia Eagle, Wayne, is having a fine year as coming into kick.
Didn't forget his old friends either. Last night he came over and picked up Ron Jaworski and I think John Spagnola and went out to dinner with him. Reminisce a bit.
Runeker kicking well for the 49ers, and Evan Cooper is deep for the Eagles. Short kick. Turns into a good kick for the 49ers and will die inside the 5. And Fuller and Evan Cooper going at it for the moment, and they have to be separated. That will go as a 56-yard punt. It didn't look like it was going to get much when it left his foot, Wayne.
About 36 of that was on the ground, I think. Maxey will take it, though, especially against his old team.
That'll go in the books as a 56-yard punt inside the 5 and no return as Runeker
shaking his head there.
Philadelphia, number 24. Personal fouls, offset, first down.
Offsetting personal foul. Fuller and Cooper doing a little square dance. Good right by Fuller there.
Yeah, not bad.
Into
Good
a
counter by Cooper.
Yeah, into a face mask. That's how much time remains. 6 seconds. Eagles 1st and 10 on their own 4. Crowd is looking for some 49er defensive pressure here. Ernest Jackson tries to get around Carlton Williamson, who makes the stop out of bounds close to a first down. He may have it, and that's the end of the first quarter. While the Eagles 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Other scores, the Jets having a fine first half, leading the Colts. Michael Haddock's in motion. Swing pass out to Kenny Jackson. And that went nowhere. Jeff Stover, Dwight Hicks combined to make the tackle, and that just plain flat didn't work.
Well, it was a good play by the cornerback, Hicks, who came up and beat the block by Leonard Mitchell, the tackle on the quick screen, by about an inch. He'd have been about an inch slower coming up, and Mitchell would have had him in the cheap seats over here.
Hicks suffered a broken bone in his right hand. And you can see where that's taped up or more. Dwight Hicks, 2nd down and 11 following the loss of 1. Jaworski handing off to Ernest Jackson. Tackled from behind by Mike Walter and Ricky Ellison, and crosses the 15-yard line. Ernest Jackson. That was an impressive run just before the end of that first quarter, Wayne.
Very nearly picked up the first down over there. As I said to you as we're off in commercial, he's just a lot faster than he looks. He has kind of short, choppy steps when he gets the ball and gets under control, but he's really moving, and I think he's fooled the 49ers, especially going around the flank a couple times with his speed.
3rd down and 8 at the 16-yard line. Herman Hunter, good receiver out of the backfield. Number 36 is there with 3 wide receivers. Blitz is on. Jaworski completes to Hunter. Hunter has a first down to the 40-yard line and past the 45.
Great read by Jaws.
Eric Wright and Carlton Williamson on the tackle, and a 31-yard pickup to Herman Hunter from Tennessee State, drafted in the 11th round.
Ronnie Lott blitzed. Everyone blitzed over the middle. Carlton Williamson has to go outside. They had Keena Turner on Hunter here. Hunter got inside of Turner, and then there was just wide open spaces because the other safety had blitzed.
Unheard of, Wayne, for a running back to average over 18 yards a catch. That is a phenomenal number.
It really is, but this guy averaged 10 yards every time he touched the ball in college.
1st and 10 now for the Eagles on the 47-yard line. Jaworski up the middle, drills it, and it's intercepted. Let's see, yes. Intercepted by Ronnie Lott. made the tackle, and that's the third interception for number 42.
Let's see who got a hand on this one. Jaworski poured it. Milton McCall came in on the blitz. It was Spagnola. Take a look at Lott. Boy, that was close. That was close. He got it. He just barely got his fingers under it.
A 25-yard return.
Jaworski would like to have the throw back. He threw it a little hard, plus he threw it a little behind Spagnola.
And now Ronnie Lott leads the 49ers in interception. San Francisco 1st and 10 on the Eagles 36. Craig and Derek Harmon are in there, and Harmon carrying the ball for the 4th time this year is bottled up by Gary Cobb and Reggie White. Gain of 1. Crowd still buzzing over that Ronnie Lott interception, and of course whoever's going to get in on the tackle is going to feel it when Ronnie Lott is on the move. Ball at the 35 of the Eagles. 7-3, the 49ers lead. Earl Cooper, number 89, is to the top of your screen and now in motion. Going his way, wide open. Cooper. Close to a first down. Ray Ellis on the stop.
It's a new wrinkle by the 49ers, or at least this year. They brought Cooper out, set him up in a flanker spot, brought him in on motion. And when the ball was snapped, watch him change direction. That's Cooper right there. Now he pops back out and is wide open in the flat. And the former fullback shows you he can be a tough runner.
That's only his 3rd reception of the year. He had none in the last 4 games and has become a forgotten man.
And that's a surprise because he's been very effective in the past in that, 12 to 18-yard area downfield from tight end.
3rd down and 1. Mike Wilson in the game at wide receiver. Kavanaugh finds Russ Francis, who has a first down. 17-yard gain, Russ Francis. Stopped by Roynell Young and Mike Reichenbach at the 11-yard line.
All right, it's 3rd and less than a yard right here, and they don't use play action. And Kavanaugh with great patience. Look, he's looking around, and this is about his 4th option on this play, or his 4th look for somebody open. Great patience, no pressure, good job up front for the completion.
And headaches for Marion Campbell, whose Eagles trail 7-3 with 10:45 to go in the 2nd quarter. And the 49ers with a 1st and 10 just outside.
Eagles aren't a blitzing team, and you saw that Kavanaugh had plenty of time there last time. They may have to start blitzing.
The 11-yard line, Roger Craig gets a yard to the 10, where Ken Clark, the nose tackle, makes the stop. 49ers have been very successful when they have started drive in the enemy territory. Ronnie Lott's interception set this one up.
Eagles a tough defense when they get down in this part of the field too. They are 4th in the National Football League in points allowed behind Chicago, the Rams, and the Jets.
And 2nd in the NFL in pass defense. Rich Cranick replaces Anthony Griggs at linebacker. Solomon in motion. Kavanaugh. Incomplete, intended for Russ Francis, and Ray Ellis, the strong safety covering.
Ellis going over talking to the official now because he thought Francis pushed off on him. See him right there talking now?
There is a flag down at the 11-yard line, and it's against the 49ers. Bill Walsh, who calls the Eagles as sound as basic as you could be.
Offense, number 56. Holding. 10 yards.
Center Fred
Still
Quillen.
2nd down.
So Ray Ellis didn't get his call, but Quillen is called for holding. It'll be 2nd down and 19 now.
One has his hands full in there with Ken Clark, who from that nose tackle spot is perhaps the best pass rusher in the National Football League. Gets more pressure on the passer, I think, from nose tackle than anyone else. 4 sacks this year. 2nd and 19. Had 10.5 last year. That was the 2nd best for nose tackles in the league.
Ball at the 20. Kavanaugh stepping up. Solomon just inside the 10-yard line. Making the catch, Roynell Young and Wes Hopkins were there. Talk about forgotten men. Freddie Solomon returning to the starting lineup.
We'll isolate on Solomon for you. Right of the screen. Makes a turn, and Kavanaugh is really throwing with a lot of confidence and a lot of time. As I said, not much pressure on Matt Kavanaugh so far.
Freddie Solomon used to be a big play man, but he has averaged just over 8 yards per catch for the 49ers, who have now 3rd down and 8 at the 8. Derek Harmon in the lineup. Kavanaugh in trouble, wide open. Dwight Clark touchdown, but a flag is down, and that will be apparently against the 49ers.
I think it might be against Clark on a push-off on Herman Edwards.
That's what it is, apparently, because the official in the end zone immediately signaled no touchdown. So they'll nullify that apparent
Offense, number 87. Pass interference. 10 yards. 3rd down.
Watch it. He'll come on down close to Herman, kind of dilly around here, dilly around. They're both kind of holding each other. And I think it was either or right there, but Clark got called for it. Herman Edwards.
The oldest cornerback in the NFL at age 31 and about as savvy as you could get. 3rd down and 17. Back at the 18-yard line. Kavanaugh dumps it off. Incomplete. Derek Harmon, the intended receiver. And covering on the play was Evan Cooper. So it'll be 4th down, and Ray Wersching will come in to try to give the 49ers 3 more points. Wersching had his worst half season in the last 5 years. He is 5 for 10 this year. Last week he missed one and had one blocked.
New holder. This is the first year that Montana hasn't held for him.
36-yard attempt for Ray Wersching. And the kick is no good. It's off to the right. So Ray Wersching has missed 3 in a row. The 49ers come up empty. 5 for 11 in the field goal department. Eagles 1st and 10 at the 20. Pitches to Ernest Jackson, trying to cut the other way. In trouble. Down he goes, and a loss of about 2-3 yards on the play. Michael Walter and Jim Stuckey, who was re-signed prior to the Rams game, former #1 pick.
First time they've used a one-back setup in the game that time. Jackson was the lone remaining back in the backfield, much like Washington uses and Atlanta uses, San Diego uses. I don't think they'll go back to it a whole lot more after that.
By the way, that interception thrown by Ron Jaworski broke a string of 112 straight attempts. But the 49ers couldn't convert it. It remains 7-3 San Francisco. 2nd down, 13. Back on the 17-yard line. Jaworski fires. Spagnola has it. The tight end gets away from Dwight Hicks and has a big gainer and a 1st down to the 46-yard line. Carlton Williamson makes the tackle, and Big Spagnola knocked everyone away for 29 yards.
All right, 88. Now Hicks is right up there with him. Got him man for man right off the line. A little shove off there by Spagnola. Gets away from it. Great throw by Jaworski. Watch his straight arm. You won't see a better one. Take that. Get away. Carlton Williamson, number 27, has to make the final hit. Great straight arm by Spagnola on Hicks.
He has really come on. 29 of those receptions have come after Ron Jaworski reassumed the #1 role. And it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line. The 49ers have had troubles at home this year. As you know, they lost to the Bears and the Saints, and they had a tough time for 3 periods against Atlanta. And they seem to be struggling so far against the Eagles. The 49ers on a Wendell Tyler touchdown on the first drive of the game, leading 7-3. Ron Jaworski brings out the Eagles 1st and 10 on their own 46. Dave Little and John Spagnola, 2 tight ends in there now for Philadelphia. Eddie Jackson in motion. Pass caught by Jackson over the shoulder, and Jackson has a 1st down for the Eagles in San Francisco territory at the 43-yard line. Walter and McCall make the tackle.
One back offensively again. Jackson, number 81, left your screen coming down. They pass him off to the linebacker McCall, who doesn't see him because he was making a chuck on the tight end, and Jackson got under it. Picked up the 1st down with his quickness.
Kenny Jackson has had a fine first half so far. 4 catches for 45 yards. 1st and 10 Eagles at the San Francisco 42.
5 down linemen in the game now for the 49ers.
That fevered defense showed against the Rams last week. Jaworski going deep for Mike Quick. Coming over was Ronnie Lott. to try to help Dwight Hicks. It's incomplete.
You know that Philadelphia saw that defense. The 49ers used it against the Rams 3 times in last week's game. And they came up with 3 interceptions the 3 times they used it. You know that the Eagles saw that, had something for it. Jaworski went to an audible. This is what it was. Try to get quick one-on-one, get him deep. Got him on Dwight Hicks here, but Ronnie Lott was over to help out.
Kind of a gamble defense, isn't it?
Well, it is. There's only 3. You're in there with 3 defensive backs. You got 5 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 3 defensive backs, and they play either a zone, 3 deep zone across there, or they play man-to-man, and Lott helps out.
And all 3 of the defensive backs had interceptions last week.
They're back regular now.
2nd and 10 at the 42. Maddox and Hunter in the backfield. Hunter on a swing pass. Hunter is stopped at the 37-yard line. They get the 36. The tackle by Ronnie Lott and Eric Wright. Very impressive 11th round draft pick is this Herman Hunter, who caught one and ran 31 yards so far in this game. Second quarter, the Rams still lead. Seattle ahead of the Raiders. And San Diego leading Denver. Jets 14-3. 3rd and 4 now for the Eagles at the 36. Ron Johnson to the top. Mike Quick also to the left. Now Quick in motion. Jaworski. Low pass incomplete. Going for Spagnola, his tight end, and covering him was Carlton Williamson, and it'll be 4th down. Eagles going to punt it away, and Mike Horan, who hasn't been punting all that well, although he was a little bit better against Buffalo last week, in to kick.
A pretty good net average. His punting average itself isn't all that great, but his net isn't all that bad. He kicks the ball extremely high.
What about Dana McLemore?
He's having an off year, and you know, in the past he's always had the ability to make that first guy miss him, but that hasn't been the case this year. They've covered him pretty well, opposing teams.
He's averaged just under 6 yards a return. Moran at midfield with 6:35 remaining in the first half. Going for the sidelines, and let's see, they mark it down inside the 10-yard line, and we'll be back. Hey, the Rams and the Giants play at Giants Stadium, both having fine years. The Rams 7-1. Atlanta goes against the Eagles in Philadelphia. It all starts with the NFL today at 12:30 Eastern time, and then the second and big game in our doubleheader, it'll be the Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Redskins. Cowboys and Redskins. That's all you need to say. 1st and 10 for the 49ers at the 9-yard line. Wendell Tyler hit as he crosses the 10-yard line by Rich Cranack and Gary Cobb. Wendell Tyler is averaging 5.2 yards a carry.
Number 50 is Gary Cobb, as we mentioned, the ex-Detroit Lion, who came over this year, and as Marion Campbell said, fit in from the very first day, as did Reggie White. Cranack makes the original hit, and then Cobb from the outside closes down. A good hustler for Detroit. He was, you know, a couple off seasons he'd win their Lifter of the Year award, which means he was showing up every day and working out in the off season, and coaches love that.
Inside handoff. Oh, great hit. Wendell Tyler. Ken Clark.
Hear that one, couldn't you?
How would you like to pick up a free agent like Ken Clark, who then kind of sets standards for nose tackles?
Look at number 71. Look at that low base. He handles the center quill and just ragdolls him out of the way, and then take that, Wendell. Still doesn't get Wendell down real well. He needs some help, but boy, that's a great hit.
Ken Clark along with Reggie White and Greg Brown. Front 3. And a strong one for the Eagles. 3rd down and 7 at the 13-yard line. Kavanaugh going up the middle to Russ Francis, and it's intercepted by Wes Hopkins. He laterals to Ray Ellis, but they blow the whistle dead. Hopkins was down, and the free safety, who is headed for the Pro Bowl and all-pro status, as if he shouldn't have gotten it last year, picks off his 5th of the year.
Should be. Remember what he told us yesterday. This is his favorite defense. He loves this nickel situation. There's 4 down linemen, and they put all defensive backs in. He says, I've gotten my interceptions this year, covering the tight end, covering backs out of the backside. That was against Russ Francis, and he gets another one there.
Bill Walsh told us yesterday that when you have a player like that, you kind of want to attack him, and that's what they did there, and he was equal to the task.
5 interceptions for the year, 2 quarterback sacks, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 forced fumble. You mentioned Pro Bowl. I don't think there's any doubt this year. There shouldn't have been last year.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line, and a swing pass. Kenny Jackson alertly going after the ball just in case the toss was behind the quarterback. Dwight Hicks was covering on the play. The Eagles have converted some big plays in the pass department so far. In fact, they have averaged over 15.5 yards per catch, which is phenomenal.
Ted Marshall, of course, the offensive coordinator, and Sid Gilman has been brought on board in past weeks. And, you know, a lot of guys learned the passing game from Sid Gilman and a lot of the intricacies of it. And one thing that he always stressed was getting the ball downfield.
2nd and 10 at the 40 with just under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 49ers lead at 7-3. Pressure on Jaworski. Down he goes. Michael Carter.
Yeah, Michael Carter. They had a blitz. I think Keena Turner was in there also.
Mike Walter. You name him.
Watch him coming in the middle now. Mike Walter's 99. Ford 76. It was just a great big surge that time by about 4 red shirts. Jaworski took his drop, looked up, and couldn't see anything, and then just kind of bent over and took the sack. He couldn't even see downfield. They had so many men in his mush.
If there's such a thing as a team sack, that was it right there. 3rd down and 17. A loss of 7. Ball back at the 47, so that kind of hurts the Eagle field goal hopes. Out of the shotgun is Jaworski. Jaworski, sideline pattern, incomplete. Kenny Jackson, defended by Dana McLemore, and it'll be 4th down, and Mike Horan is going to come in and kick it away again. Score remains close, 7-3, as you might expect, between 2 fine defensive outfits. Dana McLemore goes back. He was a 10th round draft pick out of the University of Hawaii 3 years ago. Lifts this high, and McLemore at the 10 is tackled at the 16, and with 4:13 to go in the first half, we'll be back.
Fireworks from two of the great football players in the National Football League playing the same spot out here, Wes Hopkins and Ronnie Lott. And, you know, besides the interceptions and those kinds of things, what makes them great, those 2 players, is the way they hit and their intensity on the football field. And it lights up their teammates, too. I'll guarantee it. It gets them going.
49ers will try to get going with 4:13 to go, and Matt Cavanaugh, who has showed tremendous poise, which doesn't really surprise many people. A lot of people think that maybe he's the best backup quarterback in the National Football League. At least they think so out here.
That's what they say. And I said, you know, this is a much more of an important game for him than the one last year. They were 3-0 last year. And he said, this one, we need this one. It's a lot bigger game.
1st and 10 at the 15. Play action. Cavanaugh swings it out to Roger Craig. Hopkins is there. Craig gets by him. And a 1st down. Rich Cranack makes the tackle. So 2 outstanding players went mano a mano, and Roger Craig gets the 1st down.
Bill Walsh says we break people's keys by where we send people. We said they seem to get Roger Craig out there. This time it's on play action. He's the second back, the one they fake to, and he ends up out in the flat. But watch the move here on Hopkins. Back inside and picks up more yardage.
He is having a phenomenal year as Roger Craig, leading in receiving, 2nd in rushing. 1st down for San Francisco. Picked out of the University of Nebraska, actually in the 2nd round, but the first pick that year for the 49ers.
Right.
Matt Cavanaugh getting the nod over Joe Montana, who has that sprained shoulder, bruised sternum. Wearing a brace just in case. Wendell Tyler powers his way close to 5 yards. And as he's told us many times, he loves the inside running.
Unbalanced line again that time. Now, Bubba Parrish was lined up over on the right side along with Keith Von Horst, the right tackle. They stack it up over there, hoping that they can get Philadelphia, I think, to shift their defense that way a man or two and then run back towards the weak side as it was. But it hasn't been working all that successfully.
Checking scores from around the league. Rich Cranack made the tackle on Tyler. 2nd down and 6 at the 29. 49ers have all of their timeouts remaining. The Eagles just 2. They had called one last time they had the ball. Tyler goes in motion. Jerry Rice is in the game, but this is Roger Craig. And this time, Craig is stopped. Cranack, one of the people in there, and Ken Clark, the nose tackle, pursuing. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. 7-3 the score. The 49ers used up 7 minutes the first time they had the ball, taking the kickoff and capped by Tyler's touchdown run of a yard. Eagles with a 36-yard field goal by Paul McFadden, and that's been the scoring. 3rd and 4. Tom Struthers becomes the 4th defensive lineman for the Eagles at end as Reggie White moves the tackle. Pass is complete. Dwight Clark. And a first down into Philadelphia territory, where Ray Ellis makes the tackle at the 47. Good for 20 big yards.
They have 4 down linemen, 7 defensive backs in the game, and it's kind of tough to throw down the middle against this. So they run a slant in pattern here. Dwight Clark against Herman Edwards. Good throw by Kavanaugh, and it's a first down for the 49ers.
And our 2-minute warning is upon us here at Candlestick Park. We'll be back.
Joe Montana is that you don't have to win the game all by yourself. You've got plenty of help out there.
He had the advantage of playing 2 full preseason games when Montana was shaken up in preseason, so he has had the time. And as you mentioned, he had all week to get ready for this one. 1st and 10 at the Eagles' 47-yard line. Play action for Kavanaugh. Wide open is Craig. We've said that a million times, and Craig stops the clock and goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
I don't know how he gets lost out there. Right? The 49ers do so many things. They crisscross in there. They play action fake to him, hold him for a count, slip him out. But it seems every time you look up, every time they want him, he's out there in the flat, and there's no one within 8 yards of him.
Seattle rolling over the Raiders 19-0. And the Jets are doing the same. 2nd down and 3. Kavanaugh with a lot of time. And he finds Craig. And Craig is wrestled down by Reggie Wilkes inside the 35. Good enough for another San Francisco timeout, and the Niners will use one of their 3. 6 different 49ers have caught passes so far in this first half, and Craig has caught 5 of them. The Rams lead the Saints 14-0 in the second quarter, so the Rams look like they're coming back smartly from their loss to the Niners last week, and they'll play the Giants next Sunday. A big doubleheader on CBS Sports. The Giants beat Tampa Bay today to go 6-3. And then in the second game, it'll be the Dallas Cowboys against the Washington Redskins. Cowboys were impressive in the opening week of the year in beating the Redskins. But tonight on CBS, you'll see this great lineup, starting with 60 Minutes and Murder, She Wrote, Crazy Like a Fox, and Trapper John MT. That's all tonight on CBS.
Said Bill Walsh said earlier in the week, he told Matt to go ahead and take the game on Thursday. And he explained that even though he felt maybe Montana would be ready the next day or even Saturday to throw, he said it's better to do that than have everybody pin their hopes on Joe coming back and then maybe not have him play as consistently as he should. So then where do you go from there? So he told Kavanaugh on Thursday, the game is yours.
Wayne, this is an important drive for the 49ers because to go into the dressing room 14-3 against the Eagles would be a lot more significant, of course, than 7-3 or 10-3, which keeps you in the game. 14-3 is a big margin at halftime.
Well, it is, and even a 10-3 lead is even not that much a lead. They can evaporate very quickly. A 10-3, a 10-point lead, or a 7-point lead.
At the 32, 1st and 10, they swing it out to that man Craig again. Roger Craig inside the 30 to the 20 and down to the 15-yard line. Greg Brown making the tackle, and Randy Cross with a nice block and a gain of 17 for Roger Craig, who is all alone once more.
Craig got a block this time out in front after the ball was thrown by Wendell Tyler, and Randy Cross out in front of him. 2 good blocks.
1st and 10 at the 15, going deep for Jerry Rice. Touchdown, penalty marker down though. Jerry Rice, who dropped a long bomb last week, held on to that one, and let's see what the penalty is. It's a touchdown against Philadelphia.
Defense, number 43.
Second NFL touchdown for the rookie from Mississippi Valley State, Jerry Rice, and the 49ers lead it now 13-3.
And it was a great throw by Kavanaugh as Jerry Rice was working on Herman Edwards over on the flank. Edwards had some inside help that time from Bernard Wilson, but Rice just got behind him.
Ray Wersching with Kavanaugh holding to add the 14th point with 1:14 to go in the first half, and he does. It's a 14-3 game on a fine pass to that man, Jerry Rice.
The dimension they wanted Jerry Rice to add to their offense. Here it is, a deep threat. Edwards is 46. You see him short. Bernard Wilson coming over from a safety spot. Didn't get there in time. A perfectly thrown ball. Edwards knew he had inside help, but Kavanaugh put that ball just a step by the sideline where no one could get to it except Rice.
A 14-yard play, and for Jerry Rice, his second NFL touchdown, and for Matt Kavanaugh, his first touchdown pass of this year. And with 1:14 to go, Joe Montana relaxing on the sidelines, and the Niners lead at 14-3 as they get set to kick off. Next Saturday on CBS, the college football bowl drive goes into high gear. 11th ranked Miami against Maryland. Both won yesterday. Miami with a big win over Florida State. Some of you on the West Coast will see Washington against Arizona State. And both of those teams were victorious. Washington beating Stanford, Arizona State beating California. Check your local listings for the game in your area next Saturday at 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific here on CBS Sports. Here's a scoring drive for the 49ers as they lead now 14-3. First half has been a struggle for a good part of the year. Wershing kicking off. Herman Hunter at the goal line. And Herman Hunter has stopped. Penalty markers fly again at the 11-yard line, and it was Earl Cooper on the kick coverage. Flag down. Earl Cooper set a rookie record for receptions.
#1 draft choice going down on kickoffs.
Illegal block.
On the kick, on the receiving team, number 90. Illegal block in the back, above the waist.
Aaron
Will
Brown.
still be first down.
Half the distance. Marked off, and it'll be first down for the Eagles. That's Aaron Brown, who made a big play last week, a big hit to spark the Eagles in their victory over Buffalo. Come from behind version. That's how much time remains in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 7. Jaworski in the end zone. Finds Mike Quick. Fumble. Picked up by the Niners. Loose ball. Dwight Hicks had it. And in the end zone, let's see who has it. An Eagle may have picked up the ball. Dwight Hicks picked up the loose ball on the fumble by Mike Quick, and it's a touchback recovered by the Eagles in the end zone. So the 49ers look like they were headed for pay dirt, and the Eagles will wind up in better position than they were when they started moments ago.
Watch it here now. Slant in by Jaworski to Quick. It'll be number 49, Jeff Fuller, come in from behind, bang the ball away right there. Hicks 22 up with it. He makes a move. Loses it right there because it was Jackson, or Johnson rather, who hit him from behind. Now had the 49ers recovered it in here, it wouldn't have counted a touchdown anyway, because that old Raider rule where you can't advance the ball by fumbling it.
And the scramble, and looked like Ken Reeves, the rookie left tackle from Texas A&M, picked up the loose ball, and a big recovery for the Eagles. 57 seconds to go in the first half. 1st and 10 at the 20. Jaworski, incomplete. Pass was thrown behind Mike Quick.
Went to the same play, but just ran Quick from the other side. Same play as before, only mirrored.
Jeff Fuller and Keena Turner were defending on the play. That just was not a good pass by Jaws. But Ron Jaworski, at 34 years old, a 12-year veteran, has been solid and really seeing new life since regaining the starting role from the rookie Randall Cunningham. Finds his team down 14-3. Ball at the 20. 52 seconds remain in the half. Being chased by Gore. Incomplete. The pass was intended for Michael Haddix, and it'll be 3rd down. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining.
Screen pass. They were trying to set up a screen that time, but Big Hands Johnson smelled it out and was over there and messed it up in the middle of things.
Marion Campbell, and there's Ted Marchibroda to the right. The offensive coordinator. Former quarterback in his own right with the Pittsburgh Steelers back in the 50s. 3rd down and 10. Jaworski drills it, and it's intercepted by Fuller. Let's see if he held on to it. He did. Interception by Jeff Fuller, and the 49ers have the ball inside the 25. And Ron Jaworski, after going 112 attempts without an interception, has thrown away 2.
He's trying to find Mike Quick again, number 82. Quick is in the slot back position. He's the second man inside. Jackson's out there. Fuller's number 49, playing his zone. Looking in the backfield, Jaworski looked at Quick through, and Fuller just stepped right in front of him and took it away. Jaworski didn't look anybody off with that one. He was looking for Quick almost from the snap.
His second NFL interception. Jeff Fuller. 1st and 10 for the 49ers at the 22. Kavanaugh going for Freddie Solomon, who tried to make a circus one-handed catch, and he couldn't. Ray Ellis was around there, but Solomon basically was open in the end zone.
Here's the end of it. Here's Solomon now running the post pattern and looks. Ball's on the way. He tries to make a one-handed catch and can't quite control it. And it was there, and it was open.
He had gone in on a post pattern against Brenard Wilson, who was defending on the play. Ray Ellis came over to help. 2nd down and 10. 36 seconds remain, and the 49ers trying to up their lead now. They're in front 14-3. Kavanaugh dumps it off to Craig. Flag is down. And Craig battles his way to the 11-yard line, but a penalty way back at the 30. Tackled by Evan Cooper and Wes Hopkins for Philadelphia. And it looks like a holding call against the 49ers.
Offense, number 68. Holding. 10 yards, 2nd down.
John Ayers. Joe Montana signaling in the plays from Bill Walsh today. So it'll be 2nd down and 20. Back at the 32-yard line with that much time remaining, and the 49ers still have 2 timeouts. (14-3) San Francisco. Both of these teams 4-4 as we start the 2nd half of the year. Audible at the line, and now Kavanaugh doesn't like what he sees and calls a timeout, leaving San Francisco with 1.
That's exactly right. He did call an audible and got up and took a look at it and said, I don't think I switched to the right thing. We've got 1 timeout left, so let's go over and get something else. This guy in the white hair is a lot smarter than I am about these things.
Not a bad place to call a timeout, because when you're as deep at the 32 with that much time remaining, you could use it there.
Well, you can, and you can probably get your field goal team in with no problem at all if you're not successful the next couple of times. Now Montana could play today. We were at practice yesterday, and they had him put on shoulder pads and throw the ball a little bit. He threw with a little bit of pain. He threw out here before the game again in the warm-ups, and I said, how does it feel? And he says, it hurt the first couple throws, but then I got used to it and the pain went away. He says, where it hurts is where the collarbone attaches to the breastplate or the sternum. Where it was sore up in the shoulder before earlier in the week, that's gone. So in an emergency situation, he could play. Now Bill Walsh told us yesterday that he might go to Freddie Solomon if something happened to Kavanaugh.
Solomon is...
I'd believe that when I see it.
Yeah, Solomon has thrown 15 passes in his career and had his first pass attempt last week of this year. They hope they don't have to go to that situation. 2nd down and 20 at the 32. Tyler in motion. Kavanaugh is sacked. Back at the 43-yard line, Tom Struthers.
That's a big play, too. Big play.
Big play. 2nd sack of the game for Philadelphia. This is not what they talked about on the 49er sideline.
There's the defensive coach and the head coach on the left, and the other guy on the right. Marion says it's okay.
Third down. 5 seconds to go. Kavanaugh dumps it off to Craig. First half has come to an end as Craig is tackled, so the 49ers couldn't take advantage of that Fuller interception. That's the end of the first half. With the score, the San Francisco 49ers 14, the Philadelphia Eagles 3. We'll be back. 4-4 start the second half of the year, and it's the 49ers who lead going into the second half of this game by a score of 14-3. Wendell Tyler with a 1-yard touchdown run, and Marion Campbell's team has only managed a field goal by Paul McFadden. And the other touchdown for the 49ers, and the only score in the second quarter for Bill Walsh's club, came on Matt Cavanaugh's first touchdown pass of the year to rookie Jerry Rice. The Eagles will be on the receiving end as we start the second half. Keep in mind that the Eagles' best showing have come in the final quarters of games this year, where they have outscored their opposition 69-24. And they know what it's like to come back. They had to come from way back last week against Buffalo, Wayne.
Well, it's good to know that you can come back, and it's good to know that you have a guy like Ron Jaworski, who is that type of player.
Last week, the Eagles trailed 17-0 and came back in the final quarter to beat Buffalo. It's been 12 years since the Eagles had overcome that kind of a deficit. Ray Wersching will be kicking off, and there is Herman Hunter, who has caught a pass for 31 yards so far in this ball game. 2 catches overall. Andre Waters and Evan Cooper flank him at the sidelines. So we're underway in a moment. Ray Wersching will kick it off. The lights are on at Candlestick Park. And it's Hunter at the 9. Hunter to the 30. And he's upended at the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Carl Monroe, and the Eagles go to work.
Hunter's an exciting player. As we mentioned earlier, 10 yards every time he touched the ball in college, and still he was a number 11 draft choice. Believed, I think, because he had to switch positions his junior and senior year at Tennessee State.
So Ron Jaworski coming out, 9 of 19, 2 interceptions. He had a string of 112 straight attempts without an interception. That ended. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Haddix in motion, and Ernest Jackson is hit hard by Michael Carter, the nose tackle, and you can hear that up to the roof.
It's a big difference when the 49ers have Michael Carter in there. 300-pounder, massive strength, and you saw his quickness right there as he beat the block of the center, Mark Dennard. Wasn't even touched. And you wonder why a guy that big can be so quick, because, well, he was a shot putter. And of course, you all know the story, silver medalist in the last Olympic. And you've got to have extreme quickness to get across that shot put ring, and Michael Carter has it.
2nd down and 13, back to the 30. Jaworski to Kenny Jackson, and now they say he's out of bounds. Jackson was there, no one was near him, but the pass turned him around, and it'll go as an incompleted pass.
Ronnie Lott out there, and Jaworski gets it over him. Jackson gets 1 foot in.
Barely.
And then slipped on the marker. Definitely out.
Jackson caught 4 passes in the first half, so it's 3rd down, 13 for the Eagles. Go into the shotgun with 3 wide receivers and Herman Hunter out of the backfield. Pressure by Dwayne Board. Pass caught by Haddix. And Tina Turner is there to bring him down at the 34-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 8. And Mike Horan will come in to punt for the Eagles. And the 49ers stop the Eagles on that drive. Dana McLemore goes back for the 49ers. Good high kick, not a long kick. Fair catch called for by McLemore as he makes it at the 28-yard line. 36-yard punt by Horan. The Giants beat Tampa Bay 22-20. They're now 6-3 on the year. The Rams beat New Orleans, and there's a collision next week.
In second quarter, the Rams leading Dickerson with 11-yard touchdown. You see the Rams will play the Giants next Sunday.
Atlanta, Philadelphia, also in an early game on a CBS doubleheader, and then the big one, Dallas against Washington. Redskins will try to avenge that opening game defeat against the Cowboys who lead the NFC East. Meanwhile, here the Niners with Matt Cavanaugh have a 1st and 10 on their own 29. Roger Craig going outside. And Reggie White makes the tackle. You're right about the lack of intense pressure on Matt Cavanaugh. They have given Cavanaugh, who certainly doesn't have the foot nimbleness of Joe Montana, and given him a lot of time.
3 down linemen now. They'll stay with it most of the time. They'll only come in with 4 down linemen on sure passing downs, and then they don't have any linebackers in the game. It's all defensive backs. 7 defensive backs. So even if you do blitz, you really don't get the surge you do by blitzing a linebacker.
2nd down and 4. Tyler trying to edge his way close to the 40 and very close to first down territory. Ken Clark making the tackle. Tyler made a touchdown catch against the Rams, his former team, last week, and his receiving is up from what it was a year ago. 3rd down and 1, shy of a first down, not by much. As Russ Francis comes out of the ballgame. 49ers have had good success on 3rd downs today. First down for San Francisco to the 41-yard line. Gary Cobb making the tackle. 49ers next 3 games are against AFC opponents. When they go to Denver, come home against games against Kansas City and Seattle. Their next NFC foe will be December 1st at RFK Stadium against the Redskins. And that's what the 49ers have to look forward to. Another game against the Rams. Have hopes of catching LA. They're going to have to win another game against the Rams. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Jerry Rice and Freddie Solomon both in there at wide receiver. Play action pass for Cavanaugh, who has time again. And it's John Frank, the tight end. The ball bounced off of him, incomplete. Mike Reichenbach, the inside linebacker, defending.
They wanted to go to Jerry Rice, who was deep, running a post pattern. He wasn't there. 2 tight ends in the game. 1 back, that's Craig on the play action. Rice comes deep over the middle, nothing there. Got to get it to Frank. Now Cavanaugh throws the ball a little harder on these short passes than Montana does. Well, these guys are used to catching that soft pass that Montana throws in that 6 to 8 yard range. Cavanaugh has a little bit more on it, and I think you'll see a lot of the receivers really not be ready for it. Frank wasn't.
Ball at the 41. Fumble, nope, he's got it. He holds onto it at the 47-yard line. It appeared as if the ball might be popping out. It might be a reflex action on our part. And it'll be 3rd down and short yardage for Tyler, with Griggs and Reichenbach, the 2 inside backers, making the stop. Reichenbach, in his 2nd year and a good run stopper, a free agent, has played well for the Eagles. And Jerry Robinson is now with the Raiders. They've had some linebacking difficulty. 3rd and 4 at the 47. And a steam gets by Reichenbach. First down. To the 43, Roynell Young making the tackle. High leg action by Roger Craig.
Just a toss to the right. That's Russ Francis, the offensive lineman right here at the left of your screen. Watch what he does. He blocks down on the defensive end. They pull Fonhorst to get the linebacker. That almost tripped Randy Cross. But Cross got out anyway. Didn't make any difference. Craig didn't need anybody.
Very often he doesn't. 1st and 10, San Francisco at the Philadelphia 43. Cavanaugh going in the air and going deep for Jerry Rice. Knocked away by Herman Edwards on a fine defensive play by Edwards. Timed it perfectly.
It was an excellent play by Herman Edwards. Jerry Rice had him by about a step. I know Cavanaugh would like to get that throw back and throw it perhaps to the inside portion of the field a little bit more, and Rice would have had a much better chance for it. But he had a hand up in his face. Reggie White with a good rush bothered Cavanaugh just enough where he couldn't step up and really get what he wanted on this throw. Battle right there. Herman Edwards been around a long time. He was in good shape, turned around and got his eyes on the ball and played it well.
Shows you what kind of an arm Matt Cavanaugh has. 2nd down and 10. White front. First down, San Francisco. Herman Edwards on the tackle. slant in play, good for 11 yards.
And again, you can't play it much better than that on defense. You're single coverage, man-to-man, the slant-in pattern. The best you can do as a defensive back is get there just as the ball arrives. If it's a poor throw, you might be able to get a hand on it, but it was a great throw. So it's a completion.
Kind of play that Johnny Unitas used to run down the field when the Colts beat the Giants in that famed sudden death game in '58.
Beat a lot of other people throwing.
I guess so. First and 10 at the 32-yard line. That was not the only game that Johnny Unitas employed that pattern. You're right. 9:20 to go in the third quarter. Craig goes outside. Roger Craig still going. Flag is down and a first down. Herman Edwards taking the stop on Roger Craig. 26 yards.
What do you think, Dick?
Someone grabbed, was it a face mask?
Face mask right at the end of the run. But what do you think? Do you think that's the emergence of a superstar in the league, perhaps Roger Craig?
Well,
Defense, number 48. Personal foul, blow to the head.
Wes
First
Hopkins.
down.
Tell you, Craig has beaten Hopkins twice now in these situations.
And this is a 220-pounder, 222-pounder, designed to go up the middle, bounces it all the way out. Now watch his speed. Edwards is 46. Here comes Hopkins. Throws a forearm shot. Twist, stays in bounds.
First and goal at the 3. Roger Craig has caught 10 passes for 70 yards. Craig outside. And stopped for what appears to be no gain. And forcing in the secondary, Roynell Young helping Mike Reichenbach with the tackle. Roger Craig has scored 11 touchdowns this year. It'll be second and goal. He has had the kind of a year MVP players have.
No question.
8:35 remaining in the third quarter. The 49ers lead the Eagles 14-3. Trying to make it 21-3. Up the middle, Tyler. Touchdown. He was over. Touchdown, San Francisco. The Eagle defense complaining. But all he had to do is cross the plane of the goal line, and then if he loses it, it's no fumble. And it's now 20-3.
Good spot for our camera right here to pick it up. Tyler so quick to the line. We're on the goal line. So's Tyler right now. The ball's across. He can fumble it. He did. But he had possession within the end zone.
Then he came back out, but he crossed the plane. 20-3. Kavanaugh holding for Wershing. .8:20 remaining in the third quarter, and it is now a 21-3 game, San Francisco.
Going to say is that he broke the plane of the goal line with his body and the ball. As they continue it right there, will be obscured by Griggs, but you got to realize that Tyler was moving forward too at the same time.
There's an official on the other side.
And there was one on this side.
You got a clean view of it. We were screened. In any case, Wendell Tyler has his third and fourth touchdowns rushing for the season. It's 21-3, and Ray Wershing will kick off for San Francisco. Herman Hunter is the middleman back deep for the Eagles. At the 2. Penalty marker down. A lot of yellow flags out here today. That'll be against the Eagles. Illegal block on the return. There's our scoring drive. 49ers
On the return, 51. Holding.
Reggie Wilkes was
10
holding
yards.
5
It'll be
minutes
first down.
on that 71-yard scoring drive. 49ers earlier had a 7-minute drive. Penalty story here. The most points that the Eagles have given up this year, 23 against New Orleans. That was the last time they lost. Surrendered 21. Winding down to 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. First and 10 at the 18. Jaworski going up on top for Quick. He beats everybody. And Mike Quick down the sidelines. Going all the way. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 82 yards. And that wasn't even close.
Boy, great job. A lot of ways that time by the Eagles. The 49ers had a blitz on, and the offensive line picked it up extremely well. Jaworski got back, had plenty of time. This is Eric Wright now, gives him a post move, and Wright bites on it. So long. Won't catch him now. The long strider. It's just a matter now where the ball's on the money, and it's perfect. Williamson is chasing. Wright will try to catch up. No way. Quick coast in.
Mike Quick with an 82-yard touchdown reception from Ron Jaworski. That is the longest pass play by the Eagles this year. Paul McFadden. With Jaws holding. The kick is good. Penalty marker is down. So hold everything. Penalty marker down. So that silenced the crowd. An electrifying 82-yard pass play. Penalty against the Eagles, so they'll have to move back 5 yards and kick it again. (21-9) is the score.
Offense.
Little feedback.
53. Full start. 5 yard.
That was Dwayne Giles. Rookie from Texas Tech. So McFadden now will try what amounts to be a 25-yard attempt with Jaworski holding. And this kick is good. So it's 21-10 as Jaws to Quick brings the Eagles back.
He's such a long strider, you don't know when he's going to make his break. He made 2 of them right there on Wright. He went for the first one and couldn't catch up with the second.
That's the 3rd time in Mike Quick's career that he's had a touchdown reception of over 80 yards. He had a 90-yard against the Cardinals last year. McFadden kicking off. Derek Harmon at the 3. And Harmon is hit just at the 20-yard line by Dwayne Giles. So the Eagles striking back with their first touchdown of the ball game, and it's a 21-10 game. Want to remind you tonight on CBS, here's the lineup, and a good one. 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, Crazy Like a Fox, and Trapper John M.D. 7:49 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bill Walsh trying to see his team put together decent back-to-back games this year. 49ers beat Atlanta and the Raiders. Play action on 1st and 10 at the 20. Cavanaugh comes right back and hits Jerry Rice for the first down. At the 34-yard line, Herman Edwards covering. Gain of 14.
We had to figure this would happen. Now look at the cushion out here that Herman Edwards is giving Jerry Rice. He's gotten behind him a couple times in the ball game. So Herman, a veteran, playing with a cushion. And then the 49ers use that advantage to run this comeback pattern. Push him down a little further, come on back, wide open, and Cavanaugh had it right on the money.
Second catch for Rice. Ball at the 35-yard line. Mike Wilson has caught only 3 balls. Wide receiver to the right. Tyler in motion, and the pitch to Craig. Fighting his way outside, fumble. And the Eagles, do they have possession? It appears they do, and the Philadelphia Eagles with Herman Edwards making the recovery after Wes Hopkins made the hit and forced the fumble by Roger Craig.
Another big play by Hopkins. Toss right here now. Wendell Tyler is leading. He's trying to get a block out here on Hopkins and can't get it. He fought it off, threw Wendell away. See that? See Tyler down? Hopkins fights off the block, makes the tackle, strips Craig of the football. One big play after another by number 48, Wes Hopkins.
So an anxious and nervous crowd. Not to mention the 49er bench. Eagles trailing 21-10 over 1st and 10 on the San Francisco 25. And a veteran quarterback at the helm. Jaworski, quick toss. Incomplete. Kenny Jackson, the intended receiver. Ron Jaworski, who's been blessed with far better protection since coming back this season in the last 3 games.
There's the turn out in the flat by Jackson. And you can see the ball on the ground. Good call by the officials.
2nd down and 10. Jaworski broke his ankle against the Cardinals last year, which ended a string of 116 regular season starts. His gutty quarterback is refined. That's the time remaining in the 3rd quarter. Kenny Jackson in motion. Jaworski swings it out. Michael Haddix wide open, couldn't hold on to it. Michael Haddix, former #1 draft pick. And now it's 3rd down and 10. So the Eagles stalling on the first 2 downs following a turnover.
Well, Haddix, a guy that the 49ers were thinking about drafting had he been available. They hadn't really made up their mind for sure even on draft day, but he was gone, and so they ended up with a guy by the name of Roger Craig in the 2nd round.
They don't regret that, do they?
They don't.
3rd and 10 now. Fred Dean, number 74. Jaworski fumbles, covers up. Jaworski covered up, and it's 4th down, and Paul McFadden enters the ball game, and he can kick them long. He's had an outstanding year already. Has kicked a 36-yard field goal. He is 14 of 16 for the year, his longest, 52 yards. He has also kicked a 50-yarder, and this will be a 44-yard attempt. Holding is Jaworski.
Both guys from Youngstown State. Right, Jaworski and McFadden.
44-yard attempt. And the kick is up, and it is good. Paul McFadden, who accounts for a good part of the Eagles' offense, brings the Eagles that much closer. It's 21-13. 3rd tight end also is from Youngstown State. On the left is Carl Monroe. On the right, Derek Harmon for the 49ers, and McFadden, whose 44-yard field goal brought the Eagles to within 8, kicking off. And 5 yards in the end zone, and they'll hold it there. Touchback for the 49ers. For an NFL Today report, let's check in now with Brent Musburger. Brent?
Well, Eric Dickerson fumbled. The Saints recovered, and then a great catch here by Eric Martin, and suddenly the Saints are right back in the ball game. It's 14-7. What a catch. Now let's go back to Dick.
So the Rams lead cut in half, and right here the 49ers at one point had a 21-3 lead, but the Eagles have scored 10 points after Tyler went over from 3 yards out. And we have plenty of time remaining in the 3rd quarter. 6:13. Craig bottled up and downed, and that was Gary Cobb. Joel Williams, who had been a holdout, signed last week, and Marion Campbell told us yesterday that he will be activated next week, and he's going to help the linebacking core for Philly.
He is. He's going to have a tough job finding a spot right now.
Cobb has played awfully well, and Reggie Wilkes on the left side. Don't forget Jody Schultz is on injured reserve, and they've always liked his pass rushing abilities.
The body snapper, Jody Schultz.
2nd down and 11. On the 19-yard line, Kavanaugh swing pass to Rice, incomplete. Defended well. Roynell Young. A little help from Reggie Wilkes as well. Fine secondary. Young, Ellis, Hopkins, and Edwards start, but Evan Cooper in his 2nd year. Brenard Wilson, a veteran, Elbert Fowles. They've got a bunch of people back there.
Well, that's why they use that 4-7 in their nickel situation. It's not really a nickel. It's 4 down linemen, 7 defensive backs. They even used at times 3 down linemen and 8 defensive backs because Marion Campbell says all 8 of them can cover.
And Cooper and Hopkins end up playing a linebacking spot. 3rd down and 11 at the 19. It was Tyler. Kavanaugh drills it. Jerry Rice is there. He's got it in a foot race. Big play to Jerry Rice, 41 yards, and Brenard Wilson knocks him out of bounds at the Philadelphia 40.
Roynell Young is 43. Rice gets off inside on him. But obviously playing his zone because Roynell kind of turns him over to the middle. Brenard Wilson was number 22 in the middle, but was a little bit deep for that pattern.
Jerry Rice has caught that many passes for that many yards in his 2nd NFL TD.
Roynell Young might have turned him loose a little bit early on that pattern.
5:24 to go, 3rd quarter, 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Tyler Pedestine hit at the 35 by Reggie White. Gain of 5 yards on the play. Winding down 5 minutes in the 3rd quarter. Tyler scored to make it 21-3, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game, and the Eagles struck on an 82-yard touchdown pass to Mike Quick, and then following a Roger Craig fumble, Several plays later, Paul McFadden with a field goal to cut the San Francisco lead to 8. Niners back on the attack. Kavanaugh play action, loops it to Clark. Did not hold on. It is incomplete, and now for an NFL Today report, let's check in once again with our old friend Brent Musburger.
Well, Dick, just down the coast in Anaheim, a little daylight for the Rams. Watch Dieter Brock. Hits his tight end, Tony Hunter, and Hunter does the rest. Cuts inside and eludes a defensive back. Goes on into the end zone. Now it's 21-7. Let's go back to Dick and Wade.
So the Rams come back. Victory for the Rams would make them 8-1. Second only to the Bears, 9-0 in the NFL. Third down and 6 for Kavanaugh. Up the middle. Earl Cooper with a big play. And the tackle by Elbert Fowl. And the sound of Coop emanating from Candlestick Park has long been absent, Wade.
Well, as you said, the forgotten man. He'd only caught 2 passes coming into this ball game. Running from the tight end position. You see the back underneath him. That kept the linebacker, or really the defensive back playing linebacker, in short and enabled Kavanaugh to have a lane open into Cooper.
His second reception of this game. Coming into the ball game, he had only caught 2. Kavanaugh with 2 clutch third down completions. First and 10 at the 17. Craig going inside. Fights his way to the 13-yard line, and the tackle by Mike Reichenbach.
It's that counter play that everyone in the league is running now. I think first started by the Washington Redskins, where they bring the off guard and the off tackle. Watch over to the left of your screen. On horse 71, cross 51, off the counter step by Craig. They're out in front. It's popular because it gains yards.
Famed counter tray, made famous by John Riggins. Second down and 6. Here's Solomon. Roll out for Kavanaugh. He's got Solomon, and Hopkins has him. Tackled at the 10-yard line. It'll be third and short yardage for the 49ers. Matt Kavanaugh doing yeoman work in relief of Joe Montana this afternoon. Keep in mind, he led the 49ers to a victory over the Eagles in a starting role a year ago with 3 touchdown passes. He has completed 20 of 30 for 254 yards so far. Third and 2. Here's a blitz. Kavanaugh down, and it was Gary Cobb. No one picked him up.
It was a no touch. That's what the linebackers call it, a no touch. Turn me loose on the blitz, and I'm happiest when I don't get picked up. Cobb coming in from the right side. Nobody there. They sent the back out in the pattern. Kavanaugh had to duck. This Griggs was coming in also, number 58.
Third sack of the game for the Eagles, and now Ray Wersching, who had missed a 36-yard field goal, will attempt another 36-yarder with Kavanaugh holding. The 2:09 remaining in the third quarter. And this kick is good. 36 yards. Ray Wersching. And it's 24-13. We'll be back. And Hunter is back. And Ray Wersching kicking off. Short kick, and Hunter at the 13. To the 22. And it's Derek Harmon. Let's look at next week in the National Football League. It'll be the 10th week of the season. The Rams beating New Orleans against the Giants, who beat Tampa Bay. That's the first game of our doubleheader, all beginning with the NFL today. And then Dallas, the Cowboys, atop at 6-2 right now against the Redskins, who won today big over Atlanta at 5-4. Check your local listings. First and 10 at the 21. Todd Shell, who did not start the ball game, he's had a pinched nerve the last couple of weeks, is now in there, number 90 at outside linebacker. Trying to play bump and run is Eric Wright. It's not going to make a difference. Jaworski is down. Dwayne Board. Mike Walter made first contact, but Board may get his 8th sack on this.
Yes, they blitz Michael Walter. From the right side over here, you'll see him come in, number 99, beat a block, climb over it. He's on Jaworski. and Board comes in second.
Loss of 10.
Pee-wee, they called Dwayne Board, 265 pounds.
Had some tense years a few years ago with the knee problem.
Yeah, was thinking about retiring, not coming back and playing this season. I think the Super Bowl may have changed his mind.
Second down and 20, back at the 11 with 1:25 remaining in the third. Jaworski handing off to Ernest Jackson. Jackson dives forward to the 17. That's one man you talked about, Wayne, who showed well early.
Yeah, well, in the first quarter, Philadelphia rushed 6 times for 29 yards. Since the first quarter, 3 times for a -3 until that run right there.
Ernest Jackson, the workhorse. It's been mostly through the air, as the 49ers have almost doubled possession time on the Eagles today. Third down and 15 with less than a minute to go in the third quarter. 24-13. It was 14-3 at the half. So the 49ers have held things even. Jaworski. Away by Eric Wright. Intended for Ron Johnson. Fourth down, and that pass kind of floated out there.
Well, he had to float it a little because he had to get it over 149er. Now watch Eric Wright move on the ball. The short man, I believe, was Fuller. So Jaworski had to take a little off it to loft it over there, and that enabled Eric Wright to get a hand on it.
Mike Horan in the punt inside the 5. Dana McLemore getting set for a run back at the 43. McLemore into Philadelphia territory. And out of bounds at the 44-yard line, Gary Cobb. A 40-yard punt, but the 49ers have ideal field position with 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
You know, so 49ers have moved the ball extremely well in the second half with Kavanaugh throwing medium range passes. It hasn't been the short passing game. They've dumped out to Roger Craig a few times in the flat. Most of the time it's been in that medium passing area. He's got the stronger arm. He says, I can hold it a little longer than Joe can and get it downfield further. That's really the only thing I can do better.
At the 44, first and 10. Play action and a good fake by Kavanaugh. Jerry Rice, incomplete. Roynell Young covering on the play. You talk about the medium range passes, and you're right, Wayne. A 26-yarder to Dwight Clark, 14 to Jerry Rice, 21 to Earl Cooper on a very big third down play last time.
And that was a medium range pass right there. He had so much on it, they threw kind of a Nolan Ryan riser off the fastball.
Usually the batters will pop that one up if they make contact at all. Second and 10 now. 18 seconds to go in the third quarter. 49ers have had their troubles at home this year. Leading here. On the reverse, here's Jerry Rice. Shy of a first down. He is stopped at the 36.
That's what you talk about when you talk about a well-coached defense, which Philadelphia is. They stay at home. They don't guess. They don't bite on things. Reggie Wilkes, the linebacker, left of the screen right here. He'll show up, force Rice to belly back. Roynell Young's there, number 43. He's in position. And when they talk about being well coached, everybody in their spot, everybody knowing what everybody else is supposed to do, don't try to do too much on your own. Marion Campbell has these guys playing well.
Good example of that. Third and 2. Kavanaugh throws the pass, turns Craig around incomplete, and it's fourth down. Reggie White, I think, is probably yelling for a holding call right now to Fred Silva. It's fourth down, and Max Runniger will come in to punt for the 49ers.
The Minister of Defense there, White, number 91, delivering a sermon to the official.
I don't know if he'll convert him. Runniger in midfield, huh? You think we can carry this on and on? Evan Cooper is standing at the 10 for the Eagles. And Runniger going for out-of-bounds territory. Does it. What a job. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line. 2 seconds showing on the clock. Former Eagle Max Runniger doing his job to perfection. Very tough for any offense to get the ball where the Eagles have it at the 6-yard line. First and 10. Should be the last play of the third quarter. 49ers lead it 24-13. Wendell Tyler, 2 touchdowns. Jerry Rice, a touchdown reception. And another penalty. Steve Kenny, the left guard, jumped.
Offense, number 73. False start.
That'll be half the distance. Despite that penalty, I'd say that the Eagle offensive line does show improvement of what we saw last year.
No question, they've overcome some injuries. They've all been together, as I said, except for that one spot, offensive left tackle, where a couple of rookies have played.
Jaworski gives it to the one back, Michael Haddix, who goes up the middle, fumbles, and I think they're going to blow it dead. No fumble, they blew it dead as Haddix was stopped at the 12-yard line by Ronnie Lott. No fumble. And an injured 49er.
Just popped it right through there, and it was Lott who came over and made the tackle. Looked like he perhaps caught a knee in the head or something. He's still down on the field. 49ers will control.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score. The 49ers 24, the Eagles 13, and we now pause for a word from your local station. On the sideline, Dana McLemore goes into the ball game, playing cornerback. Dwight Hicks moves to safety. Up the middle is Michael Haddix, and Haddix will have a first down. He had gained 7 yards on the play just before the first half ended, and now he has a first down beyond the 20.
Well, he's got a bad right shoulder, Dick, and he really can't use it to tackle. So he was coming across, and he had to like throw his body in front of the ball carrier that last time, and I think he got his helmet caught with a knee.
Andre Waters of the Eagles has a hip pointer. We understand he may return.
That's what it's called. We just got the word Lott had a concussion.
2 tight ends for the Eagles. 1st and 10 on the 21. They got out of deep trouble inside the 10. Jaworski swings it out to Haddix, who drops another pass. Michael Haddix, wide open, 2nd time in the ball game, and just dropped it. Those are rally breakers. In Anaheim, the Rams have upped their lead to 21-7. They're in the 4th quarter now against the Saints. Seattle rolling over the Raiders, who have been tied for the lead with Denver. Denver trailing San Diego, so they're going to tighten things up on the AFC West. And the Jets, Ken O'Brien, 3 touchdown passes today. 2nd and 10 at the 21 for Jaworski. Major Everett in for blocking purposes. Pass to Mike Quick is caught at the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for the Eagles. Keena Turner was there for the stop.
Blitz that time by the 49ers. They shot Mike Walter in again. He got a sack just a while ago, but that time the Eagles picked it up and gave Jaworski time.
When you have a player like Michael Haddix who drops those passes now, the 2 ways to go, of course. One is to say we got to get his confidence back. It's not to lose the game necessarily, but do you go his way again?
Well, you do if you have to, if it's in the scheme of things you're trying to do. Now, they know he's a good pass receiver. He's just got to concentrate within himself. And he was looking downfield, I think, both times on those balls that he dropped.
He's back in there, 3rd and a long one. And it's Jackson up the middle. And almost broke it all the way. He has a first down. Dana McLemore the tackle and a first down at the 38.
Talked about his quick feet and how quickly he gets to the hole and through the line. Ernest Jackson. Watch it here. Good job up front by Denner to center. Steve Kenny to left guard. Baker came over and got a good block on Ricky Ellison, and Jackson burst through. Said they used him early in the game very effectively, then went away for a while.
They're at the 38, another first down. Quick to the left, Jackson to the right. Jaworski up the middle, Spagnola into 49er territory. And down at the 45 by Dana McLemore. Gain of 17 to the tight end from Yale.
Watch Jaworski, no play action, straight drop back, 5 steps, blitz on, picked up well. Spagnola has a way of finding open spots, and there really wasn't any open spots. There was just one wide open spot there over the middle that time.
He led NFC tight ends with 65 catches last year. That was only his 2nd. Don't be surprised if he's involved in more. 1st and 10 at the 45. Jaworski. They pick up the blitz, and the pass to Spagnola incomplete. Storming in was Mike Waller, and he was struck hard. That was a crunching play with Waller blitzing from the inside.
Jaworski anticipated the blitz is going to get to him and ducked down. Inadvertently missed it as he was anticipating contact and was able to get the ball off.
Waller leaves the game. 2nd down and 10. They bring out Herman Hunter wide to the right.
49ers in what they call their elephant defense now, 4-3.
Fumble, and the 49ers recover. Jim Stuckey recovers the fumble, and Jaworski shaken up momentarily, and it was Keena Turner who made the hit.
And Ricky Ellison also blitzing up the middle. The elephant defense, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. That's a normal 4-3. The 49ers just call it their elephant because of personnel they use in there. And watch Keena Turner. He'll come from the left side. And number 50, Ricky Ellison, you see him right there. He'll come up the middle. He comes wide open. So does Turner from behind. Look at the hit first by Turner, then sandwiched by Ellison.
And Ron Jaworski is being tended to. And on the sidelines, rookie Randall Cunningham, who was rushed into duty early as a 2nd-round draft pick out of the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and a lot of physical talent, but lacking experience. Getting set to loosen up in case Jaworski can't make it when the Eagles take over again. And Jaws walking off.
Yeah, there's not a tougher guy in the league than number 7 right there. There is no one that's any tougher than that man. Hangs in there until the very last to throw balls. He takes hits like that. And there's Cunningham, who, of course, started several games early in the season for the Eagles until Jaworski reclaimed the quarterback position.
49ers starting the drive in Eagle territory for the 3rd time in this game. 1st and 10 at the 42. John Frank in motion. Roger Craig fighting his way close to the 35. Greg Brown, but Gary Cobb, the principals on that play. Second down and 4. Spot the ball at the 36. The 49ers have not scored today, and the first 2 times that they've had the ball starting in Eagle territory. 11:32 remaining in the 4th quarter. Tyler was hit immediately by Cobb. Cobb has had a fine game at linebacker for the Eagles. Eagle turnover. Points. In fact, the closest they came was the missed field goal.
Yards in the 2nd quarter.
Technical problems we have. That's the story here in the 4th quarter. The time remaining with the 49ers leading the Eagles 24-13. Dick Stockton and Wayne Walker. The Eagles moving the ball on passes to Mike Quick for 19 yards, and Jaworski went back to Quick for 12. A loss on the play, and then following Michael Haddock's running play, it is 3rd down and 8 at the 47-yard line of the 49ers. Out of the shotgun is Jaws. Jaworski's pass to Hunter. Shy of a 1st down, stopped at the 40 by Carlton Williamson. And it's going to be 4th down.
And the Eagles, I think, will go for it at this stage of the game, being behind Dick, and where the ball is on the field. Marion Campbell making that decision now. We'll see.
With 6:48 remaining, the Eagles trailing 24-13 are indeed going for it. And the 49ers countering with Michael Carter, their huge nose tackle, and their base defense, it appears.
That was a great tackle by Carlton Williamson to prevent the 1st down after that last play.
The Eagles have used up one of their 3 remaining timeouts now, and will return to Candlestick Park after this. 13 with 6:39 to play. He'll have Ernest Jackson and Michael Haddix at running back, and Tom Gillespie, who was on injured reserve last year and a free agent, tackle in his first year from Purdue, lining up as a tight end. 4th and 1 at the 40 of San Francisco. A bootleg. Jaworski going to throw, and it's caught by Spagnola, who's down at the 30 for a first down. That is about as risky. Make that Dave Little. Dave Little, a free agent who picked up on waivers from Kansas City. Kind of a risky 4th and 1.
Great call when it works, don't you? Say, boy, that's really a great call. He faked the block, rolled out, and then he was wide open as they lost him in the shuffle. He held his block for a couple of counts on the defensive end and then slipped out and was wide open.
That's his first catch of the season. Marion Campbell says, well, that helps, but we need a lot more than that.
Yes, they need 2 touchdowns. A touchdown and field goal doesn't do anything for the Eagles.
Under 6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. 1st and 10. Jaworski hit. The pass is caught by Mike Quick and wrestled out of bounds by McLemore inside the 15. And Jaworski shaken up. A 16-yard gain, and he was slammed in there. Might have been Williamson.
Things I talk about Jaworski. Watch him hold in here till the very end against this blitz. Actually hit his hand on Carlton Williamson. He's got either sore fingers or sore wrists, but he hung in until the very last. Knew he was going to get hit. He was going to take some kind of lick and got the ball out here to Mike Quick,
who has caught 6 for 146 yards, including an 82-yard touchdown. So it's 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line for the Eagles, trailing 24-13, but driving. Screen pass to the wide receiver, Kenny Jackson, who doesn't hold on to it. He's anxious.
Well, he was. He had a couple blockers out in front of him, in particular big Leonard Mitchell, and they were set up pretty well if he would have caught that ball. Watch play action here now. Watch come out, let Keena Turner go in. They're in good shape right here if Jackson can hang on, because Mitchell will get the block on the cornerback.
Here's what Marion Campbell thought about that play. He says, gosh darn, hold on to it. 2nd down and 10. Ball is at the San Francisco 14 with 5:34 remaining in the 4th quarter. Jaworski up the middle. And Spagnola makes a fine catch at the 5. Short of a first down by a yard, but a great hands by Spagnola as he's hit immediately by Carlton Williams.
I'll say it was a great catch. Pretty fine throw, too. Jaworski again now. Some big pressure coming. They're trying to jam up the middle on him. He had a little alley to throw through right there, so he saw Spagnola pretty well and just had it right in a perfect spot where no one could get it except Spagnola.
49ers have had several opportunities to break the game open, but each time the Eagles have made the play to keep them in striking distance, and they are here. 3rd down and 1. Spagnola goes in motion. Here's Ernest Jackson. Hit. Did not make it by Ricky Ellison. It'll be 4th down, and the Eagles will have to go for it again.
I think the play is designed to go. Watch the tight end in motion coming across there. Then the lead back's over there. That's where it's designed to go. Jackson decides he's got a spot here. He did, but Ricky Ellison was coming across, stepped in, and filled it. And filled it so well, he didn't gain an inch.
Well, the Eagles could play it a lot of different ways here. They could go for the field goal, and that they still would need 2 touchdown and a field goal.
Field goal really doesn't do much for them.
They need scores, touchdowns. 4th and 2. They lost a yard on that last play. Jaworski. Pass. Intercepted by Eric Wright.
Williamson, I believe.
Williamson. You're right. Carlton Williamson with his 2nd interception of the season. And the 49ers stop the Eagles. The 5th turnover by Philadelphia.
Let's watch Jaworski where he's looking now. There really wasn't much down there. He went 2 or 3 places, couldn't find anybody. This is the last chance he had out here, and it wasn't a good choice, but it was all he had left. Williamson made a great play.
And that says it all for Marion Campbell. A fine one-handed catch, and here's the way Jaworski looked at it. So interceptions by Williamson, Fuller, Ronnie Lott. And it's 1st and 10 for the 49ers on their 15-yard line. Roger Craig to the 26 and a first down. Tackled by Ellis and Hopkins. Gain of 11 yards. So the Eagles had to go for it on 4th down on 2 occasions. Made good on 1, but not that time.
So it appears now that the 49ers have done what Bill Walsh wanted them to do. He said we played well enough to know it's still there. We've done that a couple times. We have to sustain a series of good games and demonstrate that we can play well week after week.
Eagle turnovers have hurt. Roger Craig, 160 yards total offense today. 84 yards. First and 10. Tyler. Hit at the 25 by Ken Clark. And now timeout is called. The Eagles have 1 timeout left with 3:08 remaining here at Candlestick, where the 49ers are breathing a bit easier.
Marion Campbell told us yesterday that every year some team comes out of the pack at this point of the season. 4-4 for the playoff drive. Hoping it would be the Philadelphia Eagles. It still could be.
They've got Atlanta next week at Veterans Stadium, and then the Cardinals the week after at Veterans Stadium. So 2 conference home games coming up. Meanwhile, Joe Montana and Bill Walsh, and this was kind of a question mark game in several respects, mostly because Joe Montana wasn't in there when this one started.
Well, as we mentioned before, what Matt Cavanaugh said about the game. I didn't have any pressure on me when I played against Philadelphia last year because we were 3-0. It was early in the year. He said, but this is a game that we definitely had to have. It's a pressure game, a big game for me, the biggest I've probably played now.
254 yards, 20 for 32. Big touchdown pass to Jerry Rice. Roger Craig carries a few Eagles a few yards to the 33-yard line. Wes Hopkins and Ray Ellis making the tackle. Under 3 minutes to go. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for the 49ers. Eagles have turned it over 5 times today. They have never led in the ball game. They trailed 7-3 after 1 quarter, 14-3 at the half, and 24-13 after 3 quarters. That's where we are right now. Tyler. Stop. Dives forward. Second effort, but he may not have made it, as they say he's down at the 35 by Greg Brown and Ray Ellis. Philadelphia bench. And a timeout is called by the Eagles, and they are out of timeouts. Timeout, and it'll be 4th down for the 49ers, and Max Runniger will come in and kick it away. But the Eagles, with 2:19 to go, no timeouts left, need 2 touchdowns. Next week it'll be the Rams and Giants as the feature game after the NFL today in the first part of a doubleheader, and then a great one in the second game. Atlanta loses to Washington. Have won only 1 game, and the Eagles will try to bounce back to get back to 500 against Atlanta.
Well, I think they will. You know, like Marion said, you know, 1 team comes out of the pack, but they played pretty well the last few weeks just to get in the pack. They continue to play like they have in the past. They'll have a fine season.
And this one.
I tell you what, you know, the Redskins have been waiting a long time since that first game to get back at these guys, and they can narrow that down to a 1-game lead.
Redskins are 5-4. They'll be in 3rd place. Game behind the Giants. We'll see what Dallas does. Here's Runniger punting. Evan Cooper is back for the Eagles. Clock will be stopped on the exchange of possession. Takes a 49er roll all the way to the 10-yard line. That's the last thing the Eagles needed. It'll go as a 55-yard punt. And of course, we will have another stoppage of the clock at the 2-minute warning. We have 2:06 remaining, but all that gives the Eagles slim pickings for what they have to do. They had their shot.
What the 49ers will do now on defense, with no timeouts left by Philadelphia, you get in the defensive huddle and you say, you got to figure that they're going to throw their pass patterns towards the sidelines to get the people out of bounds. So you tell your people in the defensive secondary, you know, if you're going to play them loose anyway, you're going to play them loose deep, that's for sure. But if you're going to anticipate them throwing anywhere, they probably won't throw down the middle.
49ers had a season-high 3 interceptions last week against the Rams. They've had 3 today. 1st and 10 at the 10-yard line. No secret to what Jaworski's going to be doing. A mix-up. Hunter went one way. I think the pass was intended for him. 2nd down and 10. 49ers have won back-to-back games only once this year, beating Atlanta on the road, and then the Raiders. Check that, Atlanta at home and the Raiders on the road in the 2nd and 3rd weeks. So back-to-back wins have been a long time coming for Bill Walsh's team. Crowd beginning to empty here at Candlestick Park. Jaworski back at the goal line. Incomplete, going for Hunter. And now we have our 2-minute warning. We'll be back. Eagles 24-13. So the Eagles coming to San Francisco and facing Bill Walsh outfit that wanted to find out how they would react to their biggest win of the year at this point by beating the Rams. Rams are winning in their game over New Orleans, and the 49ers trying to keep pace, staying 3 behind. 3rd down and 10 at the 10. Jaworski up on top. Ron Johnson, 1st down for the Eagles, and he's down at the 29-yard line by Carlton Williamson. The Eagles don't manage to come back and win. They go 4-5, but don't forget they still have games coming up against the Cowboys and Redskins, so they can pretty much do some things in their own right. Jaworski's pass incomplete to Mike Quick. Quick has had a big day today, including an 82-yard touchdown reception. The Rams leading the Saints in the 4th quarter. And if everything holds, the 49ers would remain 3 behind the Rams. Seattle tightening up that AFC West race. The Jets go 7-2 and have a 1-game lead over New England. Miami will drop to 3rd in the AFC East with their loss to the Patriots today. 2nd down and 10 at the 29. We said the 49ers going on to play 3 AFC West opponents. Now, Jaworski. Hunter out of the backfield. Hunter to the midfield and into San Francisco territory at the 47. 25-yard gain to Hunter. San Diego trouncing Denver 30-10 in the 4th quarter. Denver and the Raiders, the 2 leaders in the AFC West, going down to defeat. Jaworski. Complete. Michael Haddix couldn't hold on.
A lot of drop passes on him today.
I don't know if we're going to have a chance to officially thank a lot of people, but Wayne, we have a special salute to 2 of our technical people who are retiring after long and distinguishing careers. Brooks Graham, our field technical manager, and Bill Kendall, one of our videotape operators. Great career, and we'll miss both of them. 2nd down and 10 at the 46. Jaworski drills it, and it's caught by Johnson inside the 35. Jeff Fuller. And another 1st down. 13-yard gain. Eagles still driving. 40 seconds to go, and Jaworski incomplete. In the NFC, below the 3 division leaders, Dallas, Chicago, and Los Angeles. You've got the Giants at 6-3, and then 4 teams, Wayne, at 5-4.
San Francisco now, of course, they win today. Washington, Detroit, and Minnesota.
Those are the teams with a leg up, so to speak. 39 seconds to go.
It's going to be one of those years, Dick, we're going to be doing the last game of the season somewhere. There's going to be about 12 possibilities that we're going to have to keep track of.
We'll have to be right about all of them. Jaworski back. Going for Kenny Jackson. And Eric Wright knocks it down. So the 49ers have had 6 interceptions in the last 2 weeks. And Roger Craig has had another outstanding game as he accepts congratulations from his teammates. He rushed for 91 yards, caught 7 passes for 76 yards. The only thing he didn't do was score a touchdown. That's become kind of commonplace with him. 3rd down and 10. John Ferratzis has been our producer today. Bob Fishman, our director. Thanks to them, Marty Aronoff, our spotter, and Roger Riley, our statistician, and the entire technical and production crew. Good job. 3rd down and 10. Jaworski. It looks like he has great hands, Wayne.
Oh, he really does. He's an exciting guy. They bring him in special situations. The defense knows what he's in there for to catch the ball, but he runs good routes and still comes up with the catches.
18 seconds to go. 49ers. They go 5-4. Michael Haddix makes the catch to the 15. Eagles have given up the most points they have all year. And the final score, 49ers 24, the Eagles 13.